in just a bit.
All right, thank you so much, Mike. Prescription drugs are a cost for most Montanans, but did you know tax dollars are also being used to buy them?
MTN's Kenneth Webb takes a closer look at those costs to see if taxpayers are really getting a good deal.
So in state fiscal year 2016, we spent around $106 million.
However, a former member of the Medicaid board and now pharmacy manager says that came with other costs.
Carrying extra burden, extra inventory cost, and not seeing anything extra for having to carry products that we normally wouldn't dispense to the general public.
Montana Medicaid has a mandatory generic policy unless there is a substantial savings to the state through a special rebate program provided to Medicaid for brand-named drugs under federal law, and thus making it more cost-effective for the state.
Looks at the best value, overall value to the state. And for some of the brand name costs, some of the generic costs, they could be higher than other drugs, but through how Montana uses the rebate program, it's to provide overall savings to the Medicaid program.
But our research found out that that's not the case. Let's use Abilify, for example, which is a brand name drug. The generic is much cheaper, and yet the Department of Health and Human Services, or DPHHS, and Medicaid wish to stand by these rebates for brand name products, saying it is cheaper. There are 8 brand name drugs that the state uses that have generic equivalents. First one, Focalin, does have some cost savings for the approximate 52% rebate. However, Adderall extended release is still significantly higher cost for the brand after the rebate than the generic would be. Back to Abilify, used for the treatment of bipolar and schizophrenia, after the rebatable cost, it's still more than 500% more expensive than the cheaper generic version. I tried showing the DPHHS this data and they refused to comment.
Well, so
we're still higher.
Kind of, I think that's, maybe shut the camera off so we can, I mean, you just hold this spreadsheet, honest.
Right. After I turned the camera off, they maintain their status quo. Independent pharmacy owners are frustrated by this.
Absolutely. Bottom line, we are here for the patient. We want to provide them what they need, what the doctor ordered, but also at the lowest possible cost. And again, frustrating to see 2 bottles side by side with a 90% cost difference.
our contract that we have, they renegotiate every April.
Until then, taxpayers will continue to pay more for some Medicaid drugs. In Bozeman, Kenneth Webb, MTN News.
Thanks, Kenneth. Nice story. There are more than 207,000 Medicaid patients in Montana, and taxpayers are spending $106 million a year towards Medicaid drug programs. We'll stay on top of this story for future updates.